Hey everyone, this is T-Pan here. Online money is real. How to get into high ticket sales. High ticket sales is a dog eating dog world. The space isn't a joke. If you're not hungry enough, then get into a different space. Get into business or something like that. This requires you to actually put in all your energy, time, and commitment into one form of discipline, which is sales. I've been in the game since July 2024, started on a roll in September 2024. I've only hit my highest month in February, which is 6K income, working 7 days a week, about 7 to 10 hours each day, and sometimes a couple more hours, just really focusing on honing my skill set for closing. And dude, it's stressful, guys. But if you want to make money, you got to put yourself in a position where you're hungry enough and you want to succeed at a high level. 6K is great and all, but it's not the level where I want to be. Getting Before getting into sales, I wish I knew that a lot of the guys in high ticket sales aren't really there to help you out 100% of the time. They're there to freaking take your place, regardless if you guys run mock calls, talk a lot. These guys want to fucking take your place. It's competition, guys. Don't fucking really like, you guys got to understand that it's sales. It's competitive. No matter what, like if you're fighting for, there's always going to be people fighting for a role. If you want to really hit a high level in sales, you just really got to understand, like, dude, you're here to really learn, be competitive, and if you're hungry enough, you just got to take their place. It's just a reality, guys. It's masculinity, essentially, being competitive. But anyways, treat everyone with care, but remember, they are your competition. Screw being friendly, become the best version of yourself, never compare yourself to anyone. I personally compared myself a lot to people at the start when I really dove into high ticket sales, because I saw a lot of people where, like, I have the potential to hit high levels at a faster rate, but during that time period I compared myself. I have a lot of limiting beliefs, and now I'm just tackling all that right now to a point where I'm uncovering my limiting beliefs. I'm uncovering my flaws to a point where, like, okay, this took a lot of my energy, but now I'm uncovering it to a point where I know it could really go at a faster pace when hitting these comms each month. For example, I know I can hit 10K per month within the next 3 months as a closer. Anyways, I used to compare myself to everyone who started around the same area as me, which killed my confidence level. Same time, actually. Focus on sharpening up the axe and getting 1% better each day in sales and outside of sales. Essentially, focus on your health, wealth, relationships. If you don't have your health intact, if you don't have your relationship intact, then wealth is just not going to really be aligned for you. You're not going to be fulfilled no matter what. For me, there's a period of time where I sacrificed my health as well as my relationships to a point where I knew that I wasn't aligned and I wasn't fulfilled and I wasn't happy. Even in February when I hit 6K, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm being transparent right here and right now. That month was amazing in terms of hitting that 6K, but I felt empty. The reason is because I didn't take care of my health that much. I didn't really speak to people that I really wanted to speak to during that time. But that level comes with that, sacrifice. That type of level when you're hitting these goals at first, I think that's how it is, truly, at least. Have you ever heard of the phrase, you don't have a problem inside the business, the problem is you? See, all these successful entrepreneurs realize that the problem isn't their business, it's essentially you. If you don't focus on your internal mastery, you're always going to have a problem in the business. And if you focus on yourself, you're always going to be able to solve these problems at a high level. So if you're having trouble speaking, then you have lack of communication data sets right there. You never spoke to other people at a high level. You don't have that many reps in. You never practice. You must take ownership and put yourself in to the test, essentially, by doing the raw action. If you suck at communication, start cold approaching. Start speaking to people at public events like networking events, or doing meetups with people, or whatever the case is. Just do something to a point where you're actually improving your communication skill set, or whatever flaw you have, essentially, where you need to improve on. So I'm going to quickly talk about the architect versus the alchemist, two paths in mastery. So essentially, you could have one path, or you could have a little bit of both, essentially, right? For me, I'll tell you a bit about it afterwards, actually. So the architect is a master of structure. They thrive on plans, blueprints, medical method. All right, I'm just not. I'm gonna butcher it. Anyways, on execution, every step is intentional, built brick by brick with precision. They follow proven frameworks and strategies, excel in environments with clear direction and organization, relying on discipline, consistency, patience to build long-term success. I'm the alchemist, essentially. The alchemist, on the other hand, thrives in chaos. They don't wait for the perfect plan. They dive in, adapt, and transform through experience. Their growth comes from real world exposure, rapid experimentation, embracing identity shifts, and constant reinvention. Learning by fire, figuring things out as they go. For me, for me to truly learn about sales, I had to put myself in environments where I just took action. You could do as many mock calls as you can, but you're never really going to have the proper data sets to really understand people at a high level. So the best advice here is get on the offer as soon as possible, whether it's setting and closing. And if you're a new person, build that experience, get onto better offers, leverage it as soon as possible. Anyways, so tapping into your first sales role can take some time. I'll be honest, it did take me a few weeks to get into my first role. The goal should be is to find any type of role, regardless if you don't earn anything the first month. Gain experience cold calling, DM sitting, closing, setting, phone setting, whatever the case is. Find a company, do mock calls every single day, record them, or find a community, I meant to say, do mock calls every day, record them, review your calls, so understand exactly, are you asking the right questions? How's your tonality? How's your body language? Document your journey too, because you need to make yourself known in the sales space if you want to get opportunities. That's what I realize right now. Create a Loom video to explain your experience and how hungry you are when it comes to working with companies. If you have door-to-door sales experience, that's a great way to, really showcase to a company that you're hungry. A lot of people don't do door-to-door sales. A lot of people are scared of that. You have to set your own calls, right? Essentially interviews, and close yourself on why you're the best fit on these interviews. Everyone has the same internal resources to get to where they want to go. Essentially the outcome that everyone desires. You all have the same internal resources as me. All right, guys? Become resourceful. Like if you can't invest into a coaching program, get to a point where you're able to save up a lot of money or sell things that you're not using no longer, and really understand that you have all the resources that you have, all the internal resources. Get resourceful and get to a position where you're able to do stuff for yourself. Most people focus on external tactics such as scripts, leads, closing techniques, but the real game, it's played internally. I'm always going to tell people this. Internal mastery is where it's at. All right, guys? No amount of strategy will fix a weak mindset. Internal mastery over external results. Your emotional state controls your performance. Weak emotion leads to weak execution. If you don't set yourself up for success in the morning, the rest of your day is going to suck. Or if you don't know how to detach from, emotional situations, your performance is going to be pretty messed up throughout the day. Your identity shapes your results. If you see yourself as average, you'll operate as an average level. Shift your paradigm. Think at a high level. How would the 20K version of me each month, how would that 20K per month me, the closer version of me, making 20K per month, act on a daily basis, guys? Gotta think at that type of level. Your ability to handle pressure determines your income. The best closers thrive under tension. How to develop internal mastery, guys? Control your state. Train your emotions like a muscle. Stop reacting. Stop operating. Start operating. Detach from outcomes. This one's a tough one for me, right? I still somewhat attach myself to outcomes. But neediness kills deals. Confidence closes them. Have truthful conversations with people, because that's going to lead you a long way, and that's going to help you to really have a really authentic conversation with people and transform their lives at an impactful way. A lot of closers, they just want to sell, want to make money, which is cool. But if you truly want to help people and leave an impact, have a truthful, authentic conversation with them. And then develop a killer worth ethic. Look, guys, there's days where I did 200, 300 dials. At most, I did $400 before. And you got to understand, most quit before they ever get good. Be the exception. If you have to dial 300, 500 dials per day, just do it, because that's ultimately going to help you to really go at a faster rate in sales and get to the top level. Essentially, not a lot of people are willing to do 400, 500, 600, 700 dials. I wish I did a lot more dials. I still can do a lot more dials because I'm on a setting role, and I'm going to be onboarded onto another closing role very soon, which is fantastic. Anyways, lastly is rewire your identity. I spoke about this a little bit earlier. Start operating like a 20K per month closer today, or start operating like a 5K per month setter today. Figure out their traits, figure out how they behave, figure out what their beliefs are, and start acting like them. You're going to really understand that sales, high ticket sales, is truly an amazing gateway to learning a really high level income skill and becoming a successful business owner in the future. Whatever your goals are, just remember sales is a fundamental that a lot of people need to learn. If you want to get good at selling, take it serious, be committed, and put in the work. It's going to take a lot of time, dedication, hard work. Just remember to take it easy and everything will be fine.